In this lesson, you will learn some basic information about fractions. So fractions in this case are part of a whole. So if we have this whole square, we can split that whole square up into equal parts. In this case, we have two equal parts. So it's the same square, same size, same shape, but it's into two parts. So if I have one out of two parts, we call that 1/2. This is the exact same shape and size as the other piece. Okay, and if we put two of them together, we get this whole square. So we call that 1/2. We also have 2/2. Well, that 2/2, we can write it as 2/2. We also just call that 2/2 one whole, but we can call it 2/2. In this case, we have the same shape square, but this time it's split up into 3 equal parts. If I put those on top of each other, they're exactly the same shape and size. So 3 equal parts of this one whole. We can have 1 out of 3 parts, which is 1/3, or I can take 2 out of 3, and that's 2/3, 2 out of the 3 total. Or if we have the whole thing, we actually have 3/3. Okay? Same shape and size, so just depending on how many parts of that whole you take out. Here we have a circle. This circle is split into 3 equal parts. That is the same shape and size as both of these other pieces. So we have this whole circle split into 3 parts. I could take out 1/3 of that, or this side is 2/3. So 1/3 or 2/3, I could take 1/3, 1/3, doesn't matter, there's 2/3, okay? But it's still the same whole, which would be the whole part would be 3/3. Here's a triangle. This triangle is actually split up into 1, 2, 3, 4 parts. So this time we're going to have fourths, so 4 equal parts. I can have 1 out of 4. I can have 2 out of 4. I can have 3 out of 4. Or the whole thing put back together is 4 out of 4. Here's another square. This square is also split into fourths. 1, 2, 3, 4 equal parts to make the whole square. And again, we can have 1 out of 4. We can have 2 out of 4. And if you notice, 2 out of 4 is actually the same thing as 1/2. Kind of interesting. We can have 3 out of 4. Or the whole thing, which is 4 out of 4. And the same thing with our circle. So we have the circle, the whole circle, can be split into 4 equal parts. 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, or 4/4. And again, if you take 2/4, you actually have 1/2. Okay? And that's the end of our lesson on fractions.